This week, we're going to go through Wrestle Dream, and we're also going to talk about the rumors that were going around AEW this whole week. One, with the rumors going around that Edge may appear at Wrestle Dream. Also, Tony Khan had bought New Japan Pro Wrestling with all those rumors going on. So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to do a preview of Wrestle Dream and the matches in the card, but we're not definitely going to ignore what happened this past Wednesday in AEW Dynamite with Jay White and MJF. So we're going to ask the question, who attacked Jay White? That is the main question. We're going to talk about that and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.
Is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I am your host, the infamous Ultimate One, once again with another episode, but we're going to be talking this week of AEW and the stuff that has been going on for the last week. I mean, Wrestle Dream will be on Sunday, October 1st. And of course, there's going to be a lot of matches in there that I think it's going to be a very good, very, very good pay-per-view. Especially with the Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson. That was supposed to happen last year for Forbidden Door, and it did not happen because Danielson was hurt. But let's talk about the first thing that's been going around and whatnot is what Tony Khan has said a couple of weeks ago with the new era. Now, this week, I think I had heard it all. And again, I keep stressing it, and I'm gonna keep getting stressed about this nonsense. People actually believing everything they fucking read on Facebook. Okay, people on Facebook are not journalists. They just grab something from one of the dirt sheets, put it on Facebook to get likes. Okay, the best one was what I saw or what I heard that Tony Khan went and bought the NWA. Now, I heard that one from one of my coworkers, and I'm like, where did you get that? I'm sure he read it somewhere that he bought that Tony Khan bought the NWA. I'm like, nah. Billy Corgan is not putting the NWA for sale, especially this man is trying to bring back the 80s wrestling, because he doesn't know any better and whatnot, So that I knew that was a lie. Then we heard someone posted online and they grabbed that and put it in the chat room that Tony Khan had bought New Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, I don't know who the hell had that idea that New Japan Pro Wrestling was for sale, and it wasn't. And I had to laugh. Really, I had to laugh because, people jump on stuff right away. They anything they read, they believe nowadays. Nobody does research anymore. No one does research. No one goes and follow up to see if you see this in the regular, the dirt sheets who are resourceful and whatnot, like Fightful Select, what I'm saying, and check with Sean Rossap. No, even him said it. Who came up with this, right? So what's funny is that when Tony Khan said, new era, everybody just went ballistic like they always do. They jump to conclusions. Now, the only thing I could think of with this new era is most likely they're going to bring 12 pay-per-views this year, and most likely they're going to be in a streaming service, which is HBO Max and whatnot. That could happen. Now, if they're going to do something like what WWE does, that they got the pay-per-views in Peacock, I mean, it kind of saves money if you think about it, because you don't have to pay $50 for the for the pay-per-view. Instead, you get the service of HBO Max, have it there just for that. Will probably be $20, $10, who knows. And you get to see the matches, whatever. Now, a lot of people are talking about that most likely they'll put Winter is Coming as a special addition to, on Dynamite. I mean, I don't know why would you do that, to be doing showing it free TV, or Fightful of Falling, stuff like that. It might use that sometimes instead of them showing all these, shows like, Fightful of Falling, Winter is Coming. I think that is the new era. The other rumor is Edge. The Edge will show up tomorrow or Sunday to Wrestle Dream. Okay, their cousin's going to be in Seattle, and already everybody wants Edge in AEW. I say, why? The thing that pisses me off about Tony Khan is the man does not learn. You keep bringing in these guys who were part of WWE at one point. Now, they've been in WWE for years, and their mindset is, I am a superstar. I am a Hall of Famer. I am this, I'm gonna that. And then when they go to places like AEW, which got a lot of young talent who are not probably in the level of an Edge, you know what I'm saying? Now they think their head gets swole the fuck up. Okay? Prime example, CM Punk. Okay? And Tony Khan, if he is bringing to AEW Edge, I am going to be highly, highly pissed off. Now, most of you may say, well, why don't you want Edge in there? Because we don't need Edge. We don't need Edge. How about trying to grab the brand and do something about it? You got a bunch of wrestlers in there that you don't use. And this is one of the reasons why Jade Craghill left. Did not sign back. That's one of the reasons, but I'm sure she probably wanted to go to WWE and she wants to be in Hollywood and she's thinking about brand. But let's not talk about Jade Cargill. That's old news to me. Okay. But other wrestlers are in there. I mean, Powerhouse Hobbs, that guy has been, they're not using him the way they're supposed to be using him. Miro has been there. He hasn't been used properly. Okay. He had a nice little TNT title run. He should have had the AEW International title. Same thing goes with Powerhouse Hobbs. He should have got an international title or a world title. They're not doing any of that. And this is my question. Can AEW bring new viewers to their programming since they claiming this is a new era? As far as I'm concerned, last week they hit up the 980,000 people saw, I believe it was, I think it was Grand Slam last week. I think it was Grand Slam. 980,000. They almost close to doing 1 million. They have not done 1 million only twice this year. Me and Jay Santee talked about it a couple of months ago, and I told them they only done it twice. They had 980,000. They were 20,000 viewers away to make the 1 million last week. And what happens this week? They go and lose 130,000 viewers. And I believe that this AEW Dynamite was pretty good. It was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the cliffhanger that happened that we're going to be talking about in a little while. But what is the problem with AEW is, I believe, honestly, and a lot of you are not going to agree with me, but ever since CM Punk came in there back in 2021, okay, and he came in there and Tony Khan put all his, his cards on him. He put all the chips on CM Punk. And then the whole scrum fight happened last year. And now this year, what happened? AEW has not bounced back from that situation. Okay. It's like they're picking up the pieces of broken glass all over the place. You know, when you break a mirror and it breaks all over the place and there's glass everywhere? This is what's happening with AEW. Now, this Wednesday, they're going to mark the 4th anniversary, which definitely is it's supposed to be Monday will be the 4th anniversary of AEW, but they're doing it Wednesday, celebrating. But in the 4 years, I believe the first year and the second year was pretty good. The third and the fourth has been nothing but challenges. Okay. And the problem that they have is they got too many wrestlers Okay. And now they have 5 hours of wrestling during the week. And yet you still don't know what to do with all these wrestlers. Prime example, Lance Archer. Lance Archer's been there since 2020. Came from Japan. They don't know how to use him correctly. Okay. Meanwhile, Lance Archer, he goes to Japan and he destroys everybody. You bring him in AEW, he's losing to guys smaller than him. Okay. Big Bill, he's another guy. They don't know how to use him. Okay. The women's division, don't get me started with that. The women's division has been nothing but 10 girls who pretty much that's all they do. You know what I'm saying? They use the same girls over and over again. The AEW women's division has not been good at all. Good at all. And I'm giving you the 4 years analysis of what's going on. I can't even talk today. Anyway, I know I said that shit wrong. But anyway, but they don't do anything. They just lost one of their homegrown girls, Jade Cargill. You know what I'm saying? Sky Blue, they're trying to push her, and the next thing they drop her back down. Same thing with Willow Nightingale. They push her up and then drop her right back down. And Tony Khan has too many things going on. He's trying to push Ring of Honor, and I know a lot of you clowns are talking about, oh, Ring of Honor sucks, Ring of Honor is dead. He's got to push that brand. He bought the shit, okay, for a reason, to push the brand. But he got too many stuff going on. He needs help. He needs help, okay? And this is where Bryan Danielson comes in, because Bryan Danielson, you know, he's helping out. He trusts Bryan Danielson. And you got the John Moxley back there. You know what I'm saying? So, but ever since CM Punk came into AEW has not bounced back from the suspension that CM Punk got. Okay, that's number one. And number two, when he got fired right now. Okay? Because he came in, and I'm watching AEW Collision when CM Punk was still in the company, and everything was around. He was in the main event of almost every damn Collision. Okay. Yes, he took some L's, and yes, but I felt like he was just doing it just to, I mean, his attitude this time was like he didn't care what kind of repercussions and messes he made. He didn't care. I mean, I'm not surprised if he shows up at Survivor Series in Chicago in November. They are going to do it in Chicago. So, but AEW, I don't think they could bring the new viewers. First of all, Rampage on a Friday at 10 o'clock, nobody's watching wrestling at 10 o'clock. They need to get that out of there. You know what I'm saying? But Warner Brothers thinks it's a nice little spot. Collision on Saturday, that's hard, especially at this time of the year where you got college football, then you got AEW, I mean, you got WWE like tonight, or when is it? I don't know, they're having the NXT and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And it's a challenge. I mean, nobody's gonna watch this fucking NXT. Let's be realistic. Whoever watches NXT are people who love fucking watching this shit. I don't know why, because there's nothing exciting about it. Okay, I'm not gonna waste my time, and I don't care what anybody says. Again, this is my platform, and I say what I want. So I'm not wasting my time with that. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Now they're trying to push it you didn't push it for the last 2 years. I don't care for it. I don't. I really don't. So, but again, going back to AEW, if Tony Khan does not do something with getting help to set up matches and all this stuff, we're going to have the same problems next year again. You know what I'm saying? So it's just ridiculous. But this Sunday, they're going to have Wrestle Dream, which is an honor for Antonio Inoki. And I believe this is going to be cool. I believe that this should bring in more New Japan wrestlers, because I'm looking at the card right now and I don't see New Japan wrestlers. And there's only they got Kota Ibushi, who's not in New Japan anymore. They got Zack Sabre Jr. coming in. Aussie Open, I mean, they probably could still work in New Japan. Also, who else here? That's it. It's not what you think of. Now, the the Wrestle Dream card is Wrestle Dream card. I'm going to run down the matches. You got Ricky Stark versus Wheeler Yuta, which is a good thing. We're going to see most likely Ricky Stark will win this match, because of what happened with Bryan Danielson and Ricky Starks in that I think it was a Texas Death Match or whatever. So that's going to be very, very interesting to watch, to see what happens and whatnot. And is the Blackpool Combat Club are turning face and whatnot. Then we have the Young Bucks versus the Guns versus Lucha Bros and Orange Cassidy and Hook. I don't know why you got Orange Cassidy and Hook in a tag team. I mean, they probably got to do something with these two, because Orange Cassidy doesn't have the AEW International title anymore. And Hook, he's walking around with the FTW belt. I don't know if they retire it. I don't know. I think I see the Young Bucks probably winning this match and whatnot. And maybe the Young Bucks. Or we could have the Guns win that and then have another match with FTR. So we could see that happening. Chris Stand versus Julia Hart, I believe, and this is for the TBS Championship. I think it's time for Julia Hart to get this title, even though Chris Stand, I like her as the champion, but I think it's time to pass over that belt to Julia Hart. So that will be cool. Eddie Kingston versus Katsuyori Shibata. Ring of Honor Championship. The Pure Championship versus the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. So it's title versus title. This is going to be interesting to see Shibata go at the Kingston. Most likely, I will not be surprised Shibata wins this match and whatnot. So, because you could already know that probably Eddie Kingston is already the Ring of Honor World Champion. So, are you going to put him to defend the belt, or are they going to, or they could? What I'm probably most likely what I'm seeing here, we could see probably the Ring of Honor World Championship being merged with the New Japan Strongweight Openweight Championship. Are we going to see, not just cross my mind, are we going to see Ring of Honor getting eaten or swollen or swallowed by New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then you're going to have New Japan Strong working with Tony Khan? Could that be a possibility? Christian Cage versus Darby Allin. I've been enjoying this little feud between Cage and Darby Allin. 2 out of 3 full match on AEW for the AEW TNT Championship. Do we see Edge popping out on this? That is the question. And helping Christian Cage beat Darby Allin. We could see that. But, I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. Chris Jericho versus and the Golden Lovers. Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi versus Don Callis family. You have Konosuke Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, and Will Ospreay. I could see Omega and Ibushi and Jericho winning this match, but I believe somebody else is going to come out to be the 4th member of Don Callis family. And it'll be somebody we least suspect. We'll see. It could be Daniel Garcia. I mean, Callis went after Garcia at one point. Garcia just danced in his face, but we'll see about that. MJF versus The Righteous, and this is one match that I'm definitely looking forward to. Definitely looking forward to. It's a 2-on-1 handicap match because supposedly Adam Cole is hurt and broke his leg in 3 different places, or his ankle in 3 different places, which I still think doesn't work. Now, when I say this is a work, I'm gonna explain to you when I get to the AEW Dynamite situation. But I could see The Righteous winning that match. Probably those guys that jump Jay White might pop out and beat up MJF, and MJF gets pinned because it's 2-on-1. It doesn't hurt him because it's a 2-on-1 situation, but we'll see. FTR versus Aussie Open for the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. I'm telling you right now, Aussie Open wins this. FTR, I mean, it's time for them to cough off the belts. They had the belts for a while. Aussie Open versus FTR. This is the 2nd time these guys will meet. The last time they had was at the Royal Quest of last year in England, and it was a banger of a match. So you expect something similar to that, and I'll tell you right now, it's going to be something that a lot of people are going to be talking about. And I already spoken to certain people about this, and they look at me like I'm crazy because Aussie Open has been portrayed in AEW as losers when that's not them. Trust me, I've been watching them since 2019, and I'll tell you, these guys, as young as they are no joke. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. This is going to be a very, very good match. I'm looking forward to this. I love this whole this little feud that these guys are having. Swerve Strickland is gangster like hell. I mean, he comes out as a true person from the streets, and this is going to be something to look forward to. Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. This is the dream match I've been waiting for over a year for it to happen, and it's going to happen. But I think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to be Bryan Danielson for a simple fact that Zack Sabre Jr. right now, technical wise, he is the best in technical wise wrestling. This is the guy who was the New Japan World TV champ in Japan, even though a lot of people don't like the belt, but the guy's always been a champion. This guy has won the New Japan Cup. He's been right there in G1 Climax tournaments there doing his thing. And, you can't ask for anybody better. Zack Sabre Jr. could pin you, could pull moves on you. He'll give you 6 seconds. He'll pull a submission move, and then next thing you know, he'll put you another submission move, 6 seconds. He does everything in 6 seconds rotations. So Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson, this is going to be a classic. And I hope we live up to the drama. I hope it doesn't turn out like what the Samoa Joe, again, Shane Taylor turned out to be. It was not all that, but we will see. So that is your AEW Wrestle Dream card. Let's go now to the AEW Dynamite that happened this Wednesday. There were certain little things that I wrote down. First of all, the first question that I started asking when I saw AEW Dynamite this week was, why in the hell is Rey Fenix defending the belt against Jeff Jarrett? Why is Jeff Jarrett getting a title shot and why not? And this is what I get mad. These guys, I talk about WWE and guys coming back, and now I'm hearing John Cena's teaming up with LA Knight, because LA Knight needs his little push. But I can't only just blame WWE on this. We're seeing it now with AEW. Jeff Jarrett getting title shot is a fucking joke. Jeff Jarrett should be nowhere getting no title shots. I don't care who it is. But this week we saw Jeff Jarrett, getting a title shot for the AEW International title. And I'm like saying to myself, why? Why is he getting a title shot? But there it goes. One of the little mistakes that I saw this week. Also, the biggest situation was the MJF confrontation with Jay White. Now, this was a good promo between these two. And I'm saying to myself, wow. So we're not going to see Adam Cole and MJF for Full Gear. We're going to see MJF versus Jay White. But here was the problem that left everybody with a cliffhanger. And the cliffhanger was, after the show was over, Jay White got jumped in the back. Now, there's rumors talking about that this could possibly be the David Finlay with his Bullet Club War Dogs that had just come in to AEW, and then we're gonna see a Bullet Club Gold versus the Bullet Club War Dogs. Now, this is something I mentioned about a month ago about a civil war that's about to happen in Bullet Club, which includes House of Torture, the Rogue Army, head by Bala Fale in New Zealand, the Bullet Club War Dogs, head by David Finlay, House of Torture by Evil. That's a possibility. I mean, there's so many clues here that leads me to believe that maybe New Japan is going to be working more with AEW. It's not going to be a one-time thing, one time a year type of thing. I mean, that could be the possibility. But then there was also reports and rumors going around that it may be the Kingdom and Adam Cole included, along with Kyle O'Reilly, because there was 5 people in there. Now you got Roderick Strong, you got the Kingdom, Bennett and Taven, right? You had Adam Cole in there, that's 4, and the 5th guy would have been Kyle O'Reilly. That could be the guy who is using the devil mask that MJF uses. Them attacking Bullet Club leads now what's going to happen on Wednesday is Jay White going to get back at MJF and get him hurt because Adam Cole, if you notice, Adam Cole, first of all, got MJF at All In and hurt his neck. He put him in 2 matches, so he's setting him up little by little, like softening him up for him to get the title. So now that this whole cliffhanger is just like, this is what AEW is supposed to do. Leave you with cliffhangers so then you could come back and watch in the following week. When you leave cliffhangers like this, it's going to want you to come back and see it the following week. Is this what is going on? There's a lot of clues here that leads me to believe that there might be a possibility that, one, New Japan may be purchasing Ring of Honor and it's going to get merged with New Japan Strong, and Ring of Honor will be done and whatnot. Because think about it. Eddie Kingston has the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, which is their main title, like a World Heavyweight title. He has the Ring of Honor World title. He's about to face Shibata for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, title versus title. So if he wins that, then he's just going to merge all the belts. That's what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? And then the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships could get eaten up by AEW Tag Team Championship, and that's the end of Ring of Honor. I mean, at the end of the day, Tony Khan has the library. He has the first All In. He has the whole library. So there you go. That's what leads me to believe that this is the new era that we're talking about. So, I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, this is exciting. Because then if you think about it, if New Japan Strong becomes part of the Ring of Honor thing, then you're going to see guys like Bullet Club War Dog come from Japan and come in and when they don't really have to wrestle when they finish their tours in Japan. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. And this is a great time to be a professional wrestling fan. Not talking about sport entertainment. Professional wrestling fan. Because that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? I could go on and go back and forth with this WWE stuff, whatever. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with it, and I'm not going to keep arguing because right now, I already made up my mind. You know what I'm saying? If I watch WWE, it's got to be a good match. And this past Monday, I checked it out, and we had the same bullshit, the same main event, Judgment Day. I don't want to see it no more. I'm tired of it. So now I said to myself, you know what? Yes, people are going to fucking trash AEW because that's the cool thing to do now. You know, trash AEW, trash Impact if Impact has a bad, this is what I'm saying. So about 2 years ago, when Impact and AEW were working and you had a New Japan, that's what the whole Forbidden Door came up. That was a good time to do business because then WWE had to go above and beyond. Now, you know what I'm saying? Impact being greedy decided to not work anymore with AEW because they figured like, oh, well, we don't need them and whatnot. And I think when Omega lost the belt, the Impact belt, you know what I'm saying? That was it. When he lost the belt to Christian Cage, they said, well, we don't need to work with AEW because Kenny Omega is no longer the champion. We don't need AEW. Yeah, Impact is still suffering to this day and whatnot. They don't get no more than 150,000 views a week. You know what I'm saying? And their show is not that great. They're bringing all the old characters, the Dudleys, all this. They're bringing old characters. Even though Trinity is the champion over there. But again, this is something to pay attention to. What is going to happen? We're going to see coming up when Wrestle Dream is over. When the smoke clear, we'll figure it out what's going on. So let's go real quick here. Let's go to some of the news and rumors. And first of all, let's talk about Rick Boogs, who got released by WWE. And there was an article which he was blaming Triple H for his release because he said when Vince McMahon left, he wasn't used anymore, but he doesn't mention that he was hurt. He had a quad injury when he got hurt in WrestleMania and whatnot. So I don't know what's the deal with that, but this is what he said, that he felt that, he after Triple H took over, that he wasn't used anymore. He said he can't talk about it right now. He got to wait till his 90 days over. He said he got a lot of juicy stuff, whatever. I mean, am I interested to hear what he wants to say? Not really, because he's going to sound like a guy who's going to be complaining, whatever. We already knew Triple H had his favorite. Vince McMahon has his favorite. That's nothing new. That's not news. Who cares? And that's not a good look for him. You know what I'm saying? So even if he goes to like a, I don't know, Impact or MLW, you complaining about the boss? Oh, welcome to wrestling. You know, Eric Bischoff said he doesn't see Vince McMahon walking away from WWE, praises WWE leadership. Yeah, of course, he's sucking up. Of course, Eric Bischoff doesn't expect to see Vince McMahon lead WWE. Vince McMahon returned to WWE in January 2023 after he previously retired in July 2022. Amid allegations of sexual misconduct and hush money, following his return, WWE reached a transaction agreement with Endeavor that will see WWE and UFC merge from Form TKO. The deal closed on September 12th. And of course, Mr. Bischoff, speaking in strictly business, he said, I will never bet against Vince McMahon in terms of Vince doing what Vince wants to do. My instinct and a little bit of experience suggest to me that Vince doesn't want to walk away. This is Vince's baby. Well, he only owns 49% Bright Light, you know? So.
You freaking idiot.
So, you know, nothing has ever happened in my professional life that suggests to me that Vince wants to do something other than what he's currently doing. He doesn't have a hobby. He doesn't appear to have much of a social life. Of course, he's a maniac. He works like a maniac. He lives to work and he works to live. I don't think Vince could be happy doing anything else other than what he's doing. You know, some of the stock price issue could be a reflection of a lot of news that we read over the past couple of days without the pending litigation, criminal charges, and all the crap that's floating around there. So what I'm getting is from Bishop is that he thinks that McMahon is not going anywhere. Well, you know, when you got the feds checking you and what you've done and hush money and all the bullcrap you was doing that has to do with the stock market, guess what, buddy? You're going to get investigated and, you know, it's crazy. But he said if Vince McMahon walks away this afternoon, cash in his $28 million stock, whatever he's got, took his $3 billion, bought a yacht, and flew it around the career for the rest of his life, I do not see it having any adverse impact on WWE, and that's a credit to Vince. I mean, if Vince leaves, I mean, it's not like WWE is going to get hurt because in reality, you know, they're probably going to give it to Triple H. You think Nick Khan won't put Triple H in charge? Nick Khan just playing along. That's what Nick Khan is doing, you know? A news from Pro Wrestling Noah. Kazuhiko Nakajima is leaving Pro Wrestling Noah. Last matches announced for October 20 and October 28. Kazuhiko Nakajima time in Pro Wrestling is coming to an end. Pro Wrestling Noah announced that Kazuhiko Nakajima will terminate his contract with the company at the end of September. Well, will be today. His last Noah matches will be held October 20 and the 28th. No reason was given for his departure. Well, I seen Nakajima in the ring with New Japan wrestlers, and he is pretty good. So I won't be surprised if he shows up on the new shows coming up for New Japan and whatnot. So because he's not on the contract. The court denies WWE restraining order against Panini Company to continue making WWE products for now. Panini will continue making WWE products after WWE try to put a block on them, something like that. So Fightful Select has learned that a New York court recently denied WWE's restraining order against trading card company Panini. As a result, Panini will legally be able to continue making WWE products while both WWE Panini lawsuits against one another play out in court. The restraining order was denied by Judge Lawrence Schofield for a currently unknown reason. Furthermore, new documents related to the case have been made available to the public. According to Paul Lesko on Twitter, the document states that WWE is accusing Panini of not fulfilling part of the contract that requires Panini to create digital trading cards or physical trading card games by June 1st, 2022. As a result of the alleged contract violation, WWE terminated a deal with Panini on August 25, 2023. But Panini continued to make product, which is why WWE sued. So that's a WWE problem. Again, they're in court like always. Sami Callihan teases his futures. The top 10, Mr. Callihan, I see him probably coming to AEW and joining the Blackpool Combat Club, he fits perfectly in it. But my question is, who are they going to put him to feud? This guy's another guy who loves doing death matches and bloody. And honestly, if he doesn't do that, he's not him. But do we really want to see that? Anyway. And here's the part. Tony Khan debunks speculation that he is buying New Japan Pro Wrestling. Won't clarify the new era comment. And this is why I made this video, because he is not getting clear or letting people know why he meant with that. And he Tony Khan debunks the speculation on September 23rd episode AEW Collision. Tony Khan did voiceover for AEW Wrestle Dream video packet. In it, he said a chapter in wrestling history will end at the pay-per-view and a new era in AEW history will begin. Again, my speculation is that Ring of Honor will get swallowed up by New Japan Pro Wrestling. Ring of Honor will be gone and whatnot. At AEW Wrestle Dream, media coach Sean Ross Sapp will fight for asked Khan whether he could confirm or deny the rumors, otherwise shine a light on the situation. Khan noted that he was surprised at how the speculation picked up and made it clear that he wants to keep working with New Japan. He said, I'm a little surprised at how that speculation picked up and specifically the transitional nature of it. We have such great partnership right now, and we're doing such great things with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I was a little surprised to see that. Overall, I really enjoyed working with New Japan since nearly 2 years. We had 2 great Forbidden Door events, and we sent a number of top AEW stars to Japan to wrestle on Wrestle Kingdom and top shows. We work together in the United States. There are people in AEW who have helped develop New Japan and people from New Japan who have helped develop AEW or Ring of Honor. There you go. Ring of Honor is in there. I want to continue that partnership for very long, and right now we have something very good going. I'm a little surprised by the speculation. I don't know where it came from. It's probably a good time to have a lot of speculation on the eve of Wrestle Dream, and I'm glad that we got a lot of people talking. Certainly that one video with all great clips, Mr. Anoka and Top Star of today, I thought it got people talking, and it was a positive thing. So we don't know. So right now, I still say that most likely, if it is something going to happen in the new era, I believe that Ring of Honor is going to get swallowed up by New Japan, and we're going to have New Japan Strong going to be part of AEW. That's my whole thing. So we'll see about that. Bryan Danielson, he said doing a G1 might be a little irresponsible of me in comparison to my long-term goals. Danielson was a show called Getting Over, and Danielson was asked about the potential G1 run. He said, I don't know. Sometimes I have a delusion doing the G1. I think that's what they are. I think they're delusion in the sense of that, something I wanted to do forever and ever, and I never been able to do it. This year will be a year to do it. Is it? By the time the next G1 rolls around, I'll be 43. And with how many injuries, that's a big part of why I want to step away from a full-time wrestling too. I do this. I love doing this, but it's not worth the expense of my health later on in life. I already had enough injury as it is. Right now, I feel like the injuries that I've had are manageable in the sense of long-term. I'm constantly doing stuff on my neck so that my neck isn't bad when I'm 70. The concussion stuff, I do my best, but all of us, we're just hoping for the best. We don't know. There's no concrete science on it. I think now doing the G1 might be a little irresponsible with me in comparison on what my overall long-term goals are, which is being there for my kids and there for my family. And I listen, as a person who loves watching the G1, that is not a tournament that I think Bryan Danielson should compete, because believe me, ask Eddie Kingston. He came out of there with a bad elbow. But these New Japan wrestlers, they put a lot of submission moves. They do strong style, and they do not do any of that AEW or WWE bullshit. No way. These guys hit hard and they don't play. And trust me, you're gonna see it when you see Danielson against Zack Sabre Jr. coming up on Wrestle Dream. So also Bryan Danielson gets further detail on the last full-time year right after this run. And he said, and this one was on BJ and Mix. He said, it's the real thing. Also, I'm not a great actor. I have no interest in acting whatsoever. It's one of those things there. If I don't feel something to be true, I can't go out there and do it. Now that I can go out there and do it, I will go out there and do it. But I need to have some sort of connection to something before I go out there and do it. This is a very real thing for me. This is my last full-time year of wrestling. What my life looks like outside of the wrestling of the year, we don't know exactly. I don't know. I will kind of like to disagree. I don't think my temperament is good for the public eye. I don't like being recognized, that sort of thing. People are great. Wrestling fans are great. They're always so nice when they say hi. But what really made it happen was being in a WWE machine and you're in the spotlight so much. And I always loved wrestling. I love the idea that I could wrestle in front of 500 people in the show, and they'd be like, "You're the best thing." And I go to the airport, and nobody knows who I am. Even when I was a top independent wrestler in the country, I will go back to Aberdeen, and not a single person cared. They didn't care that I was a professional wrestler at all. I like because they're not coming in with an expectation, or they're just like you because I like to blend into the background a little more. And that is true, because who wants to be bothered by these wrestling fans of today? Nobody. No wrestler wants to be bothered with them. I mean, so much stuff that I seen this year where Rey Mysterio got bombarded with people wanting him to sign, toys and all that, because these are clowns who go and sell this shit on eBay to get money. They don't care about the wrestlers. They don't care about nothing. All they care though, can you sign this? Trust me, I've been in House of Glory shows where people will come and bring in a bunch of shit to get signed. They did it to Carlito and whatnot. I just go there, take the picture, and if I get an autograph on it, hey, more power to me. But to bring a whole freaking bunch of toys for you to sign, come on, it's just nonsense. And this is the last thing Bryan Danielson said. His role in AEW is listening and working with Tony Khan. So this one he talked about in the Getting Over podcast. He said, I don't know. And I wasn't part of Collision before. As far as being at the show, my first Collision I actually appeared at, he had already been gone. I don't know what was it like before. He talking about CM Punk. I just do my thing and I don't really worry. But I will try to think about it is, what is my role? What is my role making AEW better? What is my role making AEW the best place it could possibly be? What is the role helping talent and helping Tony? I don't really concern myself with, I tried once when I was in WWE to read this book on leadership, and I was like, what is your leadership style? I don't know. I don't care. I just try to be me and try not to mess things up. He said, mostly what I think is my role is listening to Tony, listen to what he wants, and try to convey that to other people. Listening to talent, understanding their wants and desires, and sometimes getting that to the people he needs to be gotten to. Listening to people in production and what they need. It's mostly about listening, spreading whatever the information that needs to be taken from that to the people that need the information. So there you go, guys. All that stuff. This is what this man is doing right now. So, but there you have it. This is this week's episode. Everything AEW. Let me know what you guys think about this video. What you think is the big era they're talking about. I mean, I broke it down, and most likely, I think New Japan is going to take over Ring of Honor, and they're gonna merge it and whatnot. Because how in the world are you gonna have Eddie Kingston? Let's say Eddie Kingston beats Shibata tomorrow. He'll have the Ring of Honor Pure title, the Ring of Honor World title, and the New Japan Openweight Championship, New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. That's 3 titles. The man already canceled bookings in the Indies because of this. So I believe that the new era is that New Japan Pro Wrestling. Somebody had told me this a couple of months ago that New Japan Strong, and I read it, I think that they're going to go and be part of Ring of Honor. They're going to swallow that. So that could possibly be because New Japan Strong, they could put that in New Japan World. You can see the big shows that they have with New Japan Strong. We could see that happening. We could see it. We could see it happening. So we're going to find out on Wrestle Dream and whatnot. I already broke down the card. But the most interesting part that I'm really interested in Wrestle Dream is the MJF match against the Righteous handicap match. Who is going to pop out and cost MJF the tag team belts? Is Adam Cole really hurt? Because that's another thing. Britt Baker put up a post saying that Adam Cole, which I didn't mention it when we talk about the AEW Dynamite, that he broke his leg in 3 places, and then she tweeted out that a foot. But who's to know that's Adam Cole's foot? That could be a work. She probably have everybody doing a work on you fans because you guys think you know everything. It could be a work. I believe that it may not happen in Wrestle Dream, but I believe these 2 things. One, Jay White got attacked by the Bullet Club War Dogs, David Finley's faction, or is Kyle O'Reilly back? And now there's going to be a big crazy shift when we're going to probably see the Bullet Club Gold feuding with Adam Cole, MJF, and the Kingdom. It's going to be a whole crazy mess. But again, love it because it left a cliffhanger. Now I want you to watch it, wants you to see it on Wednesday, see what happens after Wrestle Dream. So we'll figure that out when the time comes. So that is it for me this week. Thank you for supporting the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. Thank you for all those who are watching it. Again, guys, if you want to follow me, you can follow me in on the social media platform on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also you could check out the my YouTube channel. I got a bunch of stuff in there, so you guys can check that out and check it out and see all the other contents I got there. Also, check out my audio podcast. I just did the Jade Craghill stuff. So you guys can check it out. I started a new episode called Behind the Curtain. I'll be doing that on the Thursday. Just talking about the 2 top stories of the day. I talked about Jade Craghill and again the rumor about Tony Khan buying New Japan Pro Wrestling, a little bit of Bryan Danielson news. So you can check that out. Available on Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So you can check that out. So that is, and also check out my, of course, the podcast store, which is tcwr.veryimpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryimpressive.com. And check it out and see the t-shirts, the hats, the hoodies in the store. So support the podcast. I will gladly appreciate it and whatnot. So we'll definitely so we'll appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for all the support. Until then, guys, I will see you guys next week with more brand new episodes. Again, let me know what you think. What you think of what's going to happen at Wrestle Dream with MJF. Other guys are going to show up. The guys who jumped Jay White, we'll see. Let me know. Until then, guys, be safe, and I'll speak to you guys next week.